So going for the next paper, and we got some slight changes in sequence. So this is going to be by Shri Vipin Kumar Sr.Den-C-Sdah, Company Siyaldah, the author and team. And the paper title is Challenges in Maintenance and Upgradation of Track for Traffic Regime of Higher Speed and Heavier Axle Load in HDM Suburban Section, Siyaldah Division, a case study by Shri Vipin Kumar and team. Please welcome.
Respected CRB sir, MI sir, all the dignitaries here, I have presented a paper that is on the first topic of the seminar from a perspective of a suburban division. I am Vipin Kumar, Senior Coordination, Siyaldah. Siyaldah division is one of the divisions of Eastern Railway, and I'll just give you a brief history in the next slide about what it is. A system map of the Siyaldah division. On the extreme right, if we see, we are close to the Bay of Bengal. That's where the division ends, and on three other areas, we are surrounded by the Bangladesh. And this division is primarily a suburban division. 80% of the division is a Group C route suburban division, where we run 930 suburban services daily. So the challenges that we face are basically the punctuality of the suburban trains, making the trains run timely and safely. But at the same time, we are progressing to having the loading also, and also introducing mail express trains at a higher speed. In this paper, I have not written anything that we have not done. We are only presenting our last 2 years' experience, the challenges that we have faced in raising the speed of the division. The division had just on 1st of April 21, this was the speed scenario of the Siyaldah division, where in most of the sections we were having a speed of 75, 80, 90, etc. And it was a Group C route, and we wanted to, the perspective was to increase the speed from 75, 80 to 130 in a phased manner. Of course, we had raised this question that since we are a suburban route and we are a Group C route, can we raise it to 130? That we had raised in various issues to our cities also. And in last 2 years, out of 702 route kilometers, we have done the speed raising in 565 kilometers. We have brought it to 100 kmph. And all the loop lines in the first loop of the entire divisions are now 30 kmph, and we have got a request from the operating department that we should plan for 50 kmph, because they say that they get maximum benefit when the local train enters in a loop line at a speed of 30 kmph or 50 kmph. Now, what were the problems? Why were we running trains at 75 kmph? Because all over Indian Railways, we were already having Rajdhani route, they were already running trains at 130. So what was the problem in Siyaldah division that we were running at 75, 80? Well, we need to understand that among all the 4 divisions, we were the bottommost division when it came to track. Our maintenance practices were very backward practices. Because we were backwards, so what was the reason? One, speed was not the priority. It was a non-loading division. It was a non-loading division. 80% of the rail is still 52 kg. 10 years, just 2 years back, 90% of the rail of the division was 52 kg and 30% of the sleepers are 52 kg. In fact, the entire track renewal was done manually. There was no PQRS base. The first PQRS base we established in 20, and now we have established the second PQRS base, and now the entire track renewal in last 2 years we have made mechanized. The OMS also in 2 years back was done in a local train. When you do a local train, because there were no mail express trains in many routes, when you do OMS in a local train which stops at every station, you will get a very good result because you will not get any peak. And one of the most unique features of Siyaldah division is the massive encroachment of the track. If we see, the entire division is encroached in such a manner that people are actually living on the track. We have the shops on the track. On the platforms, you will find a kind of a mini supermarket where you will get everything, and the fruit seller, etc. They have their stalls on the track, right? In some cases, right in between the 2 tracks. So tackling that is a very important administrative and technical challenge. Block as such, it's a suburban division. The Calcutta is already grown, and most of the areas, the built-up areas, the road level, the area, surrounding areas are higher than our track level, and the drainage is a big problem because the central drains of the yards, you cannot, even though you give a gradient, you cannot put the water out. It will come back to your track. No need to emphasize on this slide. So what we did, we divided into 2 plans. First, we decided we'll execute it to 100 kmph in the first phase. Second phase, we'll do 110, and that we'll complete in March 24. And the last phase, we are having one line where we are upgrading it to 130 kmph for the track part. Track part means whenever we are laying track, we are ensuring that our track parameters are such that whenever we require, we can give the track fitness to 130 kmph. But of course, track can be given 130 kmph only when you have double distance signaling, which of course the signal department is also working on. So the action plan was very simple. We have to improve the track structure, the track geometry. We have to improve the reliability of the overall system. The reliability means, in railway parlance, to have minimum unusuals, and that can be achieved by if you stick to the basics, which I'll elaborate in the later slides. And there are other unique factors to the division is the drainage, the encroachment, the level crossings in busy suburban section, some problems in the OHE and the signaling system and the force layout, which we encountered during speed racing. The minimum track structure is already specified in the Ipwe manual and was also specified in 2016. So of course with 52 kg you can give track fit at 130. But there are certain other things also. Whenever renewal we are taking up, now we are taking out 60 kg sleepers and wider sleepers. For the points and crossing in the identified DFC feeder routes, the work has been proposed for thick web switches and weldable CMS crossings. And ballast, we are doing massive deep screening, we are liquidating. And as of now, we have only 127 kilometers of the track left, which has having clean cushion of less than 150 mm. And this financial year, by now, we have done about 140 kilometers of deep screening. So we intend to clear this backlog in next 2-3 years. This is the Ipwe manual. Now, apart from the rail, sleeper and the ballast, we have to take care of the formation also. In the bad formation cases, what we are doing is we are doing the geotechnical investigation for each and every case. Because if we do mechanically build a retaining wall, what's the point in building a retaining wall if the slip circle is passing below the foundation of a shallow retaining wall? So we are using one of the problems here is in Calcutta you have the culture of ponds right besides the track. There are a lot of ponds, and as such the toe of the embankment is underwater perennially. So one of the solutions is we make the proper slope make the proper cess and then construct a sub bank using balla piling or rail piling where the pond is deeper, and that has helped us a lot, and many cautions have also been relaxed with that. Wherever blanketing has been suggested, one of the alternatives is we have used BCM also for laying of the geogrid. And after doing this work, it is also very important to correct the long section which gets deteriorated in the, once the formation is bad for a long time, the long section is deteriorated. So a correction in the long section should also be done for better running and getting the advantage of treatment. This is one of the soil reports, geotechnical investigation reports that we have done for the bad formation patch. For the track, second part is track geometry. For the straight track, no problem. Now we are having the problem with the curves when you are going for speed racing. One of the reasons is, for example, when you raise the speed to 565 route kilometers, we have also imposed about 40 cautions. But out of 40 cautions, 30 cautions are on 90 kmph or 95 kmph, which now with the advanced correction slip 10 of the IRPWM, where the transition length has been revised to 0.0056 into CA into VM, many of the cautions have been relaxed. That is number one. Number two strategy is to do the survey, which I will show as a case study. Do the survey and if required, increase the transition length, which would require dismantling of the certain infringements like TRT mast, platform, etc. But if we do that, we can relax those cautions also. Next slide. And second part is doing the design mode tamping. Now design mode tamping is, we do the tamping every year, we do the marking, pre-marking and post-marking. But what is the use? When we send the machine, how much has the track improved after sending the machine in the section, and what is our method of checking it? So we are having two methods. This is what I was talking about, the curve correction. An example where using the new formula, the speed has been relaxed. This is the second case where 7 days block, a mega block, and we were having two PSRs here of 50 and 85. And after doing this major realignment, including shifting of TRD mast and this platform walls, we have been able to relax 2 PSRs. This was the survey by the total station, the final slew. We had a maximum slew of 1 meter in this case. This is as a trial basis we did in the Siyaldah Nehati sections. Many other divisions are also doing it. One, we can take the pre-measurements using the theodolite or the total station manually, or you can use the measuring trolley also, which is given by the AML, and there is other systems also. Here you have this total station trolley and the prism trolley. Now this is the pre-tamp. Now this is most important thing. Fine, we have taken the data, we have done the tamping. Now how much has the track improved? It is very important to analyze your pre and post tamping parameters in terms of the standard deviation and peak value. of the alignment and the unevenness that we are getting. If you see, this is by the measuring trolley we did, the canned, this is how you get the output of a measuring trolley, where they will give you the pre and post data in form of standard deviations on the chords. And if you see, the standard deviation reduced by 50%. We were having a standard deviation of 5 before doing the measuring trolley. After tamping using the data of the measuring trolley, the standard deviation reduced to 2.5. Not a very good case, but the track was very bad earlier, it improved a lot. The same thing we have done using, this is a sheet for one block section, say one block of 200 meters, this is how the parameters are recorded. And if we analyze the pre and post standard deviation of the pre and post thing, it's missing here, but here also there was improvement. So this is very important. I am addressing mainly the SSEs and the AENs and the senior DNs here. It is very, very important for a senior DN to analyze the pre and post parameters in terms of standard deviation and peak if you really want to improve the track. Otherwise, machine tamping is not of much use. And of course, the data can be substantiated after seeing how much OMS peak you got before that and how much you got after that. But OMS reflects only isolated peaks. So best thing is now we are correlating this data with the ride index. When you are doing the OMS, you see how much is what was your ride index before tamping and what is the ride index after tamping. And then you can take corrective actions in patches where it has not improved even after that. Reliability of the track system. Simple as I said, I can raise the speed to say 130 or 160, but the track system should be reliable, which means minimum unusuals. Once I give track fit, it should remain track fit. We should not get any surprises or minimum surprises. So how do we ensure that? 4 parts. One is the meaningful inspection, which has been reiterated at many instances. Use of technology. Use of technologies like TMS and GPS trackers. I will explain each and every point in detailed slides. Use of the B-scan USFD machines. Corrosion is today the biggest threat to a PV engineer is a rail fracture or a 80 weld fracture. And the genesis of that happens to corrosion. If we can prevent corrosion, then probably we can prevent a lot of many later problems also. Improvement in the 80 welding quality. We are having now the long welded rails, but we are doing the 80 weld. That is where the weak point of the track comes. If we can, and the strength of any chain is that of the weakest link. If you can strengthen your weakest link, if you can strengthen the quality of the 80 welds, your track quality will also improve. USFD testing and the later other 2 problems.
Vipin, you have 2 more minutes to go.
Thank you, sir. Meaningful inspection means whatever we are doing, we must inspect properly, thoroughly, write and in TMS properly. It has been highlighted because TMS is a GIGO system, like anything, garbage in, garbage out. In 2020, TMS was showing 6,000 welds in Siyaldah division which were overdue for testing. When we started reducing it, we found that actually 3,000 welds are not even existing. So we approached Chris, got the certificate from the Pidlice, approached Chris, got it deleted. So unnecessary it was showing. So we must make the data of the TMS authentic, and this is a regular exercise that we must do it. This is the how to do inspection. We have been insistent that the quality of inspection is to be improved. So for the SSEs or who are doing inspection, it will be nice if we have a checklist that when you go to the inspection, what you have seen. Our CT sir has introduced this track circular one, which writes what are the various things which the senior DNs should see when they are going for the inspection. And these are the checklist. So once you fill the checklist, you will find that your inspection is meaningful. This is the trolley inspection done by a senior DN as per the CT circular. Prevention of the corrosion, very, very important, unless it is important because if we do not prevent it, it will keep leading to fractures again. And therefore, we must measure correction. If you want to prevent it, measure corrosion 1 in every 100 sleepers and then analyze the data for, if you fill properly, analyze the data for last 5 years, and then you will find what are the areas where this corrosion is taking place, and you will be able to handle them, like doing the corrosive painting, the ERCs and the clearing surface, corrosion prone area, etc. This is the track circular given by our CT sir for prevention of corrosion. And what are to be done, what the actions to be taken by the field officials. GPS tracker, when we started using, we made, it is very helpful. We have analyzed GPS tracker in the winters. We made a separate control room for winters only. And when the result comes, it is very nice. You will get the path that is tracked by the patroller and also the speed at which is traveling. And when we analyzed, then we got lot of surprises that even he is going from point A to point B, but he has taken a train because his speed from going point A to station B was 60 kmph. How can a man travel at 60 kmph? But he has reached from point A to point B, and he has reached at the right time. So what he does is going from point A. So this will help the PWIs and AENs to monitor your patrolling, that yes, your person is actually going there. And when we started issuing charge sheets, we found a very nice thing, that the trackman started pouring sanitizer in the GPS tracker, damaging the motherboard. So then we had a meeting with the trackmans and the unions and the person who is making this GPS tracker, and finally we withdraw all the charge sheets, started counseling them, and finally we are having a 80% good reliable system. 20% still there is problem, but now we are having an 80% good reliable system. This is a very, very important area which all the AENs and PWIs have to focus, because USFD is one of the very important safeguards against our AT weld failure or the rail fracture.
When your time is over, I will request to expedite.
Sir, I'll just take 30 seconds. This is a USFD seminar that we have organized, and where we ask questions, what you do, how is the calibration done, whether you use IW block or the rail for sensitivity. This is how you increase the knowledge level, and they'll also get, there is a checklist also. This is our CT sir has given this checklist for USFD. When a person goes to do the test check of USFD, what all he has to see in the USFD. I'll run through the slides, and with this AT welding quality, just the two details. This was our failure percentage in 2020, 21, 21, 22 and 0. The single point that I would like to communicate to all the field officials is preheating time. We controlled preheating time. The preheating time in 2021, although specified was 6 minutes, preheating was done in a shortcut manner in 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, trying to save some petrol, kerosene, etc. When we started insisting on this in 2022, it was a single point that has improved our welding quality. And these are the various CT circulars. CT sir has helped a lot in making this checklist, so that the inspections have become very useful for us. And the last point is need-based deployment. That is, your weak areas are yards. Block section is now good, where you have the SEJs, points crossing, glute joints, level crossing, etc. When you are deploying the gang, it is important that you deploy the gang where you have a problem. That is, have a system of measurement once in a month. You measure the dip of the glute joint of the SEJ. Only where you have a problem of say more than 3 mm, there only gang should be deployed. So a gang deployment program should be issued by AENs month long. A typical I have tried to show here later in the slide. These are again the various CT circulars that we have got. This is the gang working method that we have. This is how we have assigned for February 23. This is the day-wise activity that the gang has been assigned. So this is the assignment, and then we feed what has been done by them. The miscellaneous factors, I am running short of time. Drainage, we get in touch with the local, you have to get it as a suburban division, touch in the local municipality, because we are constructing sumps or taking help from their sumps. That is the only way we can take our water into their system, who can later pump it out to the outer system. Encroachment, as we are the leading division, I can say, having more than 70,000 encroachments, and we are not only removing them, but also trying to find innovative solution. The LCs in this one I'll show you, drainage I've done. This is the kind of encroachment, one of the station. This is where bazaar is held every day, and you have the entire Sialda division full of this. So what we have done is, if you construct a boundary wall behind these slums, nothing will happen. The trespassing will continue. You cannot permit 130 from this. So what we have done is two-pronged strategy. First, construct a rail fencing so that at least the trespassing is controlled to a great extent. And then wherever you get
Vipin, please expedite.
Yes, sir. Wherever you get open area, we have used this concrete sleepers, etc., to make this boundary wall. In OHE system, etc., we had the problem when we went to CRS, initially for speed racing. Then you have to see how many OHE mast or signal mast are not 2.36 meters in the suburban section, because now they have to be made. So pre-survey should be done initially before proposing for the speed racing, and then in a planned manner they can be shifted and speed can be raised. Thank you. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Vipin. It's a very interesting case study you have done, and tried to solve the local problem in your own way. It's a good job done.
Thank you so much, sir.
Fourth paper was from Sialda division. That is the kind of paper we used to have in IPWE in good old days. The people coming from the field and narrating. This was the forum where the PWI could communicate with the member engineering that this is what we are doing, and now the things are getting diluted, but it was an excellent paper. I have, although it was not listed in my session, but still I read this paper yesterday night, this thing. This paper is back to basics, as this written in the last thing. It talks of turnout layout, it talks of drainage, it talks of cess, it talks of track geometry, and it talks of ballast cushion of 150 mm. So that is the kind of thing we are struggling. We may talk of 350 mm, 400 mm and all that cess width of 8 meters, but what are we struggling in the field? So the young engineers, they have very elaborately and very passionately explained that what are they doing in the field. They must be congratulated. We must really appreciate the kind of effort which has gone into in improving the track in Siyaldah division, and I am sure that they will change the shape of the Siyaldah division. And I must congratulate the Chief Track Engineer Eastern Railway also, because it appears that he is providing the guidance of to work these young engineers. We have a hope if the our young IRSEs are soiling their hand with the track and the problems. That was very good. It was, I think it made my day, that paper.
Infra Shri R.N. Sunkar sir. And next and last paper, my request to Shri Anup Kumar, CPM Gati Shakti Unit, WCR.